Okay, how's it going, everybody? Soul here. This first episode, or not even really. It's like a prelude, or whatever you want to call it. The pilot episode. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Like a pre episode for the. Anyways, so this is a series called, I think it's called like Story in Three Parts. I think that's what I'm recording right now because I'm just working on all these different videos at the same time. So anyways, so episode 0 of Story in Three Parts, and yeah, it should be after the what's the name of it? I forget all these names. The mystery box, yeah, should be posted after the mystery box. So yeah, so Story in Three Parts. That's what I'm recording right now. Anyways, back on topic. So I'm gonna use this episode mainly to I guess sort of lay the foundation or whatever, right? About what I want the series to be, and then not necessarily gonna execute too much on it. I'm already gonna, already kind of did a while back, and I guess I'll just put it up on the screen, or it might even already, probably already is on the screen. But yeah, so it's like what this series is gonna be. It's mainly just gonna be for fun, right? And just to also help me improve at art to a degree, and content creation mainly. Content creation for sure, because with this series, what I want it to be is basically just me telling a story in 3 panels, 3 parts or whatever, right? Sort of like a comic book as well, just three panels or whatever, right? And then it doesn't have to be one long ongoing story or whatever, not comics or whatever. I could just make a new episode, and it could be just different character, different whatever. And excuse me, I have to burp. And yeah, it's just not concrete or whatever, right? And then in it, I want it to sort of be I don't know, I want to use editing to sort of pump it up and bring it to life, right? Eventually, whenever I start to focus on that for my fundamental or whatever, right? With however I'm kind of fumbling over this, but we're just gonna roll with it. But how I want to improve at content creation, right? With me studying the different fundamentals and stuff per batch of videos, right? And yeah, with so for example, with editing and stuff, I could use this series to improve at editing through sound effects, music, stuff like that. And then also I think one of the fundamentals is performance, right? And by performance I mean just me just talking, how an actor or whatever performs, or a voice actor performs, right? Let me look up the fundamentals right now. Anyways, yeah, so there you go, that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, performance, basically screen presence or stuff like that, right? And that's just one aspect of content creation that I can improve and everything, right? And not getting too deep into it, but yeah, that's the general gist of it, right? And I could use this series, the Story in Three Parts, to improve at that, right? Maybe I'm studying it for one of the batches of videos, right? Or maybe it'll be easier if I think of it as monthly, but it's crazy because if I do that and I think of and things get pushed behind or whatever, because life or whatever, and then it's it just makes things complicated whenever I think about it like that. Because if I do it monthly, I have to set weekly deadlines, and if I miss a deadline because of life or whatever, then it's oh, and it gets pushed back into the next month, and it's oh my gosh. And so anyways, yeah, so if I study it for one of the batches of videos, right, the 4 batches of videos, then yeah, I sort of lost my train of thought. But yeah, what's it called, I can just improve at that, right, through maybe studying just how to speak, not speak better, but just because that's kind of vague, but just have more range or something in my voice, or what's that, it's a fancy word, resonance, whatever, or yeah, just range, pitch, all that fancy schmancy stuff. And yeah, just study that stuff, and then and then I could apply that to just all my videos, right? With my tone or whatever, and yeah, stuff like that. And then of course the drawing in itself as well, which they're basically kind of storyboards, right? And with storyboards, I could also apply that to content creation in itself, right? Similar, if I have a big project that I want to do, right? Then I could use storyboards and stuff for it. Oh my. And yeah, and what's it called, yeah, so there's just a lot of different things I could do with it, right? So yeah, and I could just generally, yeah, just use content creation to improve at it. And so yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Just like telling a story in 3 parts with 3 panels, and who knows, or it might even be like 3 separate like illustrations entirely, or it's not really, there's not really any hard fast rules with it. Just 3 parts. Those 3 parts, in quotations, it could just range from a whole bunch of different things. And so yeah, so that's the plan. And yeah, I wouldn't expect quality for a little while I'm for a long while probably, in terms of like the drawing quality probably, and then probably like just everything, what I'm saying, like things are just gonna progress slow, but they are gonna progress, what I'm saying. There's that quote from, I think, Martin Luther King, like, if you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do not stop, or something like that, something along those lines. And that's, just think of that towards content creation for me as a whole. Okay, anyways, so yeah, that's the plan. Just having fun, honestly. Yeah, and that's a big thing as well, like, just having fun while you suck, and while you're in the beginning of your journey, because that's what it's all about, what I'm saying. Just it's like finding ways to have, or it's all about like just I guess finding a way to enjoy being sucky in the moment, because that's what I'm saying, like that's the whole like journey or whatever, right? And to pull like another quote out of out of my like mental library of quotes, right, from Hunter x Hunter, towards the end, Ging says a quote, like he says, like, you should enjoy the little detours to the fullest, because that's where you find things more important than what you want. I mean, well, that really doesn't kind of not go with what I was saying, but I mean, basically, like, what I'm saying, like, you just don't want to focus too much on the end goal and lose sight of like the moment to moment or whatever, right? And I forget, there is a quote that I'm trying to think of, but I can't even think of it off the top of my head. Anyways, I basically said the main thing I wanted to say with this video, so that's about it. So peace out, Boy Scout.